Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing? This is Grandmaster Evan, and this is the Anonymous Republic Network. Let me rephrase that again. This is the Anonymous Republic Network. I am the Jedi Master of the airwaves. Welcome. Tonight we're going to talk about two stories, two stories tonight. One of them is the CDC. The first story tonight. CDC has been caught tracking your cell movements. Now we all know a few years ago that law enforcement, FBI, has been using the Stingray, and it's really now the company that makes the Stingrays has gotten law enforcement as well as the feds to sign that NDA agreement, which technically really cannot be held up in court. The CDC, the Center for Disease and Control, has been doing a little cell tracking. Oh yeah, cell tracking. Now, why is that? Now, I've been saying this for a long time. I'm gonna keep saying it. We've been carrying these little guys in our pockets, purses, you name it. But now, even though we're getting back to normal, hopefully, getting back to normal, it's still a problem when you got these agencies thinking that they could track you on how many times you went to the hospital, pharmacy to get your COVID shots and stuff like that. Well, I mentioned here a while back that early this year I did get my COVID shot. I got two Moderna shots, and I'm still waiting on my booster. But we all gotta be a little wiser when it comes to our tech, when it comes to the our phones. I mean, they're our little best friends, but also they're all our own worst enemies because cell phones has to hit a cell tower to to able to work. I'm using a Samsung Galaxy A12. Now, I've been using a cell phone since 2008, 2009. The reason for that is, I'll tell you some other time. It's really handy when you're on the road, you're running errands, you're going shopping, going to work. You're basically you're doing everyday life, but you have a smartphone handy when you need to make calls, or when you're getting calls from friends and families and other shit like that, co-workers and shit like that. But in some senses here, it's kind of a haunting and a very scary thing because here we got all this nonsense on our phones. And about 9 years ago, it'll be 9 years ago this year, that Edward Snowden blew the world's biggest whistle. Okay? And it's the reason why he ain't here in the States right now. He hasn't been in the U.S. in almost 10 years. Now, the thing is, a good majority of us is glad that he blew the whistle. A good minority of us don't like it, which I'm for it. I'm for to expose the wrongdoing, Now, we all know that former President Barack Obama signed the Whistleblower Protection Act, okay? But if you got these whistleblowers who are exposing government wrongdoing, whether it's local, state, or federal, right? All of a sudden, they're getting prosecuted. They're getting attacked by the media. They're getting attacked by government officials and fellow politicians like that, Now, the CDC is supposed to help us to be aware of dangers like diseases and shit. A lot of bio bullshit there, But here we have COVID, all this crap for the last 2 years. So, we're all dealing with this bullshit for the last 2 years, and finally, hopefully, things are getting back to normal. I haven't worn a mask in buildings in like a long fucking time, long time. Haven't worn one in Walmart or Target, Family Dollar. I haven't worn one in, because things are getting back to normal. And you have Dr. Fauci still pushing this shit, They're all still pushing this crap, hopefully to keep people from wearing. You have the Biden administration who wants people to still wear the mask. Sorry, not going to do it, because things are actually getting back to normal because people can wear mask or not. It's their choice, because things are kind of dying down a little bit here and there. But the whole tracking is nobody's business, CDC doesn't need to know how many times you went to the pharmacy. CDC doesn't need to know how many times that you went and saw the doctor, Unless the people give the okay, which they didn't give the okay. But the thing is, our phones, we need to get to know them a little bit better. What can we do on our phones to stay secure, stay private in a way, Now, we're being told that if you turn off the location, you'd be good. Then here, it shouldn't matter if you turn off the location; they can still track you. See, I'm taking both things with a grain of salt. I'm learning more about my phone each and every day. I work with it, I learn about it more and more, and it's kind of a thing I do. I don't always look on social media to see what's going on. I'm on my phone to learn about the tools that we need to learn more about, because some of you don't really do that. What you need to do is look at the tools you have on your phone. Look at it. Look at it. See what you do to stop the tracking. Work with it more and more. You have it. Understand. Learn about it. Don't just use it. Don't just yeah, it's a phone. Yeah, but nothing. Okay? If law enforcement and the feds can track you through the stingrays and shit, how can the CDC track you on how many times you went to the pharmacy to get your COVID shot? How do they know how many times you went to see the doctor to get your shot, So the thing is, I didn't do when they added the whole tracing thing on my phone. I didn't use that. It's called contact tracing on your devices. I didn't use it. I don't trust it. So they wouldn't know how many times I went and saw the doctor to get my shots, or how many times I went to the pharmacy. That's none of their fucking business. I don't look. Whatever you do at your doctor's office, in your pharmacy, that's your business, between you and your pharmacist and you and your doctor. Nobody's business but your own, but that. Okay? Now this story here is for you ladies. And this story will piss you off. I don't blame you one bit, ladies. This would piss you off. Now, women have their delightful months, about once a month for a week. Okay, no bullshit there. Now, there's a data firm. Okay, a data firm is selling data on how many times a woman has her delightful moments. They have once a month, 12 times a year. The data firm has been doing this for a long time. Okay, this is complete bullshit here, folks. Complete bullshit, because about a few years ago, there was this company that was selling sex toys to women that can be used via Wi-Fi. Okay, and they would either sell the data or view the data on how many times a woman uses this toy, this toy here, which is completely none of their business. Okay, if you want to sell a product, do not record data on how many times a woman uses the device, because it's really none of anybody's business on how many times a woman uses a toy. It's nobody's business but the woman themselves. Okay, no bullshit there. It's like us guys, we got toys, we got things to use on ourselves whenever we want a private moment to ourselves or with our significant other. And it's nobody's business but you privately and also you and your partner's privacy. Completely. Now I remember before you use your phone to attach to anything, because that's what it does, I mean, you could attach your phone to your laptop or your PC because you could collect data, download it, and transfer it to your phone, your laptop or your PC, right? Now, when it comes to certain toys, I remember back in the day, women would use a toy where it uses batteries, but it had a cord attached to it, and it did not record any kind of thing. You didn't need Wi-Fi. You didn't need cell service for that shit, ladies. It was simple, very, very simple. It was all simple, nothing hoity-toity, nothing to use via your phone or Wi-Fi, all that shit. It was something simple, very, very simple. And us guys, if we wanted to have a little moment, we just rub one out. We would be the crap out of Cyclops. And ladies, you would, how you say, let your fingers do the walking. It's an old Yellow Pages thing, when you want to go look through the phone book and shit, But the things we do in private is completely nobody's business. Now, health-wise, okay, data firms are selling data on women that have their delightful moments they have about once a week for 7 days or a whole month. No. Pull it back. Data firms are selling data on when women have their delightful moments they have about once a month. And that's where I'm going to go. And ladies, this would definitely piss you off. And I don't blame you one bit. That's like a data firm would register how many times us guys would jerk off. What are you doing? I'm rolling dice. But the thing is, it's like, remember, we all know what happened when Facebook sold your data to Cambridge Analytica, who's also part of the Atlantic Council. What we do in private is absolutely no but. Health-wise, it's nobody's business when you ladies have, again, that delightful moment you have about once a month. And that's how far I'm going to take it when it comes to that. Because I don't want to upset anybody when it comes to someone's health here. Data firms should just mind their own business. Don't record shit because, ladies, what you go through health wise is none of their fucking business. Because, look, you got young girls between ages of 10 and 12 growing up, developing. Okay? Developing. And between those ages, at any time, they could start their first their first moment, which is absolutely nobody's business. My niece went through that. Yep, I'm an uncle. My niece went through that, and she's still going through it. And it's nobody's business. It's private to you ladies. It's private, very, very private, and personal. I'm an uncle, and there's times where nobody needs to know. Period. Okay? It's personal, it's private, and it's nobody's business. Okay? Simple as that. Now, I don't know what these firms were planning or thinking, because it's pretty much that these firms, they sell your data and they get paid. They get paid selling your data, man. Anything health-wise, anything to track how many times you went to the pharmacy, how many times that you go to the doctor, or ladies, when you have your delightful moment you have about once a month, which is nobody's business. Okay, the data should be private, completely private. And it's one thing that your health records should be private through HIPAA. I mean, it's nobody's business, really. Nobody's business. It's like, let's record on how many times you take a good shit. No. You don't want to do that because if you smell it, you're gonna end up on the ground. Why you were in there and why it stinks really, really bad. I don't think so. Now, I want to say this again. It's really nobody's business. Period. Period. But the one thing that does piss me off, and I will say this: you got these teachers, and you got these school boards that don't fucking listen. Okay, they don't listen. You had this one school superintendent tracking parents, right? Tracking parents. School boards worry about the students learning ABCs, not LGBT. Okay. See, when you start tracking parents like that, you're pretty much asking to get sued and fired. There are so many questions we have here. I mean, so many shit we need to ask ourselves. Where, where in the hell did things go wrong? I'll tell you where it started here. All this CRT bullshit, all this crap, if BLM would just shut the fuck up, stick to their movement, keep their shit out of schools. Because you got these liberal teachers who don't give a fuck about parents' rights, okay? Because, at this point, if you're a teacher and you were warned many times, many times, and you still don't get the hint, I'll be the first one to say this as a parent. You've been warned time after time after time. You are to teach ABCs, not CRT. You are to teach ABCs, not LGBT. You are to be a teacher. You're not an activist. You're a teacher. We've put our kids in your hands to teach them general education, not to be indoctrinated into your stupid bullshit. And by not heeding the warning from parents, look, our kids don't need to be learning or indoctrinated into this bullshit. You're asking for our right foot to be put up your ass, figuratively speaking. A verbal foot in your ass. A verbal foot in your ass. So the thing is, schools is supposed to be a place where kids can be safe. And you want to pull this indoctrination bullshit. And then you got these teachers that are like saying, well, I'm not a boy or a girl. What the fuck are you? Oh, I see now. If you're not a male or female, you must be a cunt. Oh, solved it already. You must be a cunt. Look, kids need education, general education, not none of this indoctrination bullshit. Look, you teachers are beginning to get really stupid. And I mean really fucking stupid. Okay? Some of you teachers want to teach general education, but you're dealing with people in your schools that you're working at that are teaching the opposite. You want to teach ABCs, while other teachers wants to teach the students CRT and LGBT. You know, I wasn't taught this shit growing up because my folks would not tolerate that shit. My generation don't give a fuck. We learned ABCs from kindergarten to 12th grade, man. We weren't taught that CRT bullshit, and we weren't taught that LGBT bullshit in schools, man. Our parents taught us life outside the school campus, man. At home. In schools, we learned math, science, social studies, all that good shit, We weren't taught to how to hate one another. We were taught to get along. You know? If we needed to deal with somebody, we deal on the playground. If we needed to whoop someone's ass, we did it on the playground. Then we got in trouble for it, which we didn't give a shit. As long as we whooped someone's ass, we were happy about that shit, But all this CRT shit was never even thought of at the time. No. Teachers teaching kids about LGBT. That was a something that you don't fucking do. That was a look. You didn't teach the Bible in schools. That was a church. So why would you want to teach young kids about LGBT? No, that's completely bonkers and bullshit here, folks. My son, when he was in school, he had to learn Common Core. What the fuck is Common Core, man? What the fuck is this shit? Guess who came up with that shit? Bill Gates and his ex-wife. Bureaucrats. Common Core was bullshit. You had to learn about why is 3 plus 2 is 5, or why is 3 times 3 is 9, and why. You don't do that shit. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 times 3 is 9. All these dumb motherfuckers on the left wants to fuck up your kids' education. And you got these rimbled hair looking bastards and bitches wants to ruin your kids' education by teaching them about the LGBT. Look, I have no problem with the LGBT community. But when it comes to education, teachers should be teaching the kids about ABCs, science, history, But keep that shit out of schools. It does not belong in schools at all, period, man, my son, he was lucky he wasn't taught that shit. He wasn't taught to hate somebody. Let kids be kids, man. You had some teacher was it first graders or kindergartners saying Black Lives Matter, they're pushing their agenda through your kids. They're pushing their agenda through your kids and onto your kids. You had white people apologizing to black people for being white. If somebody told me to do that, you know what? I'm gonna knock you on your ass, motherfucker. I will literally punch you in the mouth and see you drop. I will never apologize for anything. For anything. Apology from me? Out of the question, motherfucker. I will not. I will never apologize. I'm not the apology. I am not the apologizing kind. So on that part, you can go fuck yourself. Look, it's not your fault for being born who you are. You should not apologize for being born white. You should never apologize for being born black, being born Hispanic, being born Asian, being born Arab. You shouldn't be apologize for being born Jewish, whatever. Never apologize for that shit, dude. I mean, never apologize for having two parents that are completely different races. You know, don't apologize for that. You know, your parents love you for bringing you in the world. Because they wanted to bring you to the world because they love you. But you got these dumb motherfuckers wanting you to apologize for being, what, white? For something you had nothing to do. They want you to apologize for something you had no control over because you weren't even there when it should happen. Okay? So, all you dumb motherfuckers out there, nobody's going to bow down and kiss your foot and say sorry. Because all you're doing is open yourself to get punched in the motherfucking nuts. And that thing was going around for months and months, back a couple years ago. And I tell you what, never apologize for who you are or being born who you are. Don't matter your skin color, don't matter your orientation. Never apologize at all. The day that someone wants you to apologize, tell them to fuck off. Tell them to fuck off. Mind your own damn fucking business, man. Yeah, tell them to fuck off. And you fucking teachers, I'll tell you what. If my son was still in grammar school and you were pushing this shit on him, I'll tell you what. His mom will take her right foot and plant it up your ass. And then some. Because you don't teach a kid 5, 6, 7, even 8 years old any of that shit. Because you should be teaching ABCs, not CRT or LGBT. General fucking education. That's it. No fucking bullshit there, man. I tell you what, no bullshit. Because this is a point where school boards need to wash their ass, because there's parents that are rising up and they're running for school board seat to change things, what's best for their kids. Because you board members, don't matter what district you're in, what city or what state, you need to watch your ass, because you're coming up, you got a real election coming up, and these parents can't wait to vote your ass out, because you ended up becoming one stupid motherfucker, and you crossed the line too many fucking times. It's about time you be removed. Period. Because us parents, we ain't fucking around. Especially parents that are Gen Xers. Oh yeah, most of the parents are from my generation. And also, because we don't fuck around. We do not fuck around. And I hope you have that seat warm enough, because when you are voted to recall or a election, you will never see that seat ever again, because you pissed off a lot of parents. It's better to lose your seat than have a parent plant their right foot up your ass, because you fucked around too fucking much. You think you're above the law because you think it's funny to track parents. And I mean, look, you know nothing about. You're not in the medical field. You are a school board member. Period. Okay? No fucking bullshit. Okay? No bullshit. And your parents who are running, win, man, win. Us parents, we ain't fucking around. And we ain't gonna take your shit no more. If you ain't down with that, we got 3 words for you. Go fuck yourself. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is good old Grandmaster Evan. Where's my phone at? And this has been the Anonymous Republic Network. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below. Hit the bell for notification. And always live healthy, happy, wise. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed.